I want to say, this is like the last thing of this channel. This channel is going to disappear. I want to let you know, thinking infinitely and thinking so universally is harmful. Think small. Think very, very micro, not macro. You know what I mean? Because when you start thinking that micro and you start thinking like, I gotta have, all this, and I gotta, just you start getting to these crazy numbers, it totally throws your path in a new direction. I'm telling you, if you can make it out of them numbers, I condone you. But if you're at this video, I hope you learned something. And that's, don't get caught up on these numbers. Don't get caught up on that false hope. Don't get caught up on them lies, because this channel's all about that bullshit. Go to the next one.
Podcast on the planet, and I think a huge portion of that can be credited to the fact that his
by the way, I'm sorry, Joe Rogan, like, I know I never personally came at you, but people have like talked about you, and I've kind of degraded you, to be honest. I didn't think that you were all that great of a person, but I've been influenced by you since I was a child, and more I see your name come across the things that that media that I consume. I'm really starting to like value, like, this dude knows like some true stuff. Like, he's got a true foundation when it comes to being a leader, and being a good man and a mentor. So I just want to say thanks to him real quick, and sorry if I throw your name under the bus a little bit, buddy. But anybody who's trying to have some uplifting advice, go to his blog and his podcast or whatever he's got going on, and just look him up on Google. I'm sure you can find him everywhere, and just listen to what the man's got to say. I mean, take his stuff to heart, because I mean, he's one of the big people who's really changed my life. I mean, I wouldn't just give up a channel that I've been dedicating years and years to, and not even want to ever sign in again, because I wasn't so confident. So I mean, if you're on this video right now, this is you got a long way to go. But if you like what you see, I advise you to go to my KRAZY Media, and then keep following the journey, and then maybe we'll end up in the same path someday. Maybe we can hang out, and maybe we can be on a team together, or a co together. So let me know.
Audience respects his authenticity, especially in the face of conflict. So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do which will command respect in those tough situations without having to act like a jerk. Now, the first thing that Joe Rogan does that cannot be discounted is that he is a trained fighter. He knows how to defend himself physically, so he's more likely to speak up around people who act violent than you might be if you were afraid of getting hurt.
Doria, Johnson, come on over here.
I'm not happy.
You're the biggest Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't assault people. What are you doing?
Oh, but he
is called strategy. He's yelling
That's
at
not
you.
a
You can't
strategy.
run up to him and hit him.
When a lot of us see this sort of terrible behavior, we may not want to speak up. We fear that someone is going to get in our face and escalate things to a level that we don't want to go. And a big value of knowing martial arts is not that you go around picking fights, but that you feel more comfortable saying what ought to be said, knowing that in the worst case scenario, you can protect yourself, which is exactly what happens here. The guy who is dating this woman gets into a shoving match with Joe, and rather than knocking him out cold, Joe simply puts him into a tie clinch so that no one gets hurt, and hopefully the guy learns a lesson.
Look, if you and your husband hit each other, that's one thing. You don't run up and hit other contestants. No, hey.
He got in Joe's face.
And then he got too close to Joe.
Oh my God.
And then all of a sudden they start going at it, and I was like, all right, I gotta break this up because Joe's gonna kill him. Hey.
But physical confrontations are the exception. Usually we're more afraid of the social consequences of confrontation. Joe is okay, though, if people do not like what he says. He believes that honest conflict has more social value than dishonest harmony. And that means that he's going to risk upsetting people, being yelled at, or being despised if telling the truth requires it. Take the Carlos Mencia incident several years ago. Carlos had been stealing jokes for less famous comedians for years, and it was an open secret in the comic industry. Almost no one did anything about it until Joe Rogan walked onto stage with Carlos and started chewing him out in front of a live audience.
You did another joke the other day. I saw you do a joke about licking the ass. It's like licking a battery. I saw a guy do it in Vegas. I go, well, that's where he got it from. The Reverend Bob Lee is from the Howard Stern Show.
Brief interruption. I'm sorry I had to cut you off. Yeah, just check this out. This video's on YouTube. It's how to command respect without being a jerk. I'm gonna have to watch it a few times myself, to be honest. Who's at the door? Well, hold on. I got a teammate here. Hold on. You good? Just you? Just you? Okay. Are you good? Promise? All right, no, we're good here. All right, so just wanted to say, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this video myself, because I know that I kind of speak over people's heads and stuff, and I don't like that. But check him out on his podcast. My cousin loves it. She's the one who's converted me to this direction and kind of put me on his little path. And I'm liking what I see. This guy's got the same thing that we're going with our team, and that's, start with your health, get your team or yourself and your team healthy, and then you can start working on, the steps and the milestones that you're trying to hit later on. The success levels, the first code, the collabs, the structure and the build up and the scaling and all that. That's later on. It starts with the core and the center, and that's the structure, and that's the foundation of, and then what your foundation is your health. You ain't going nowhere unless your health is intact. So, I really, really stand by that, and I'm going to leave you with that for this channel. This is going to be Goodbye. Some people call this Goodbye Infinite Hustle, and I'm going to leave you with a phone number for Christmas. I left you guys a little present. I know you don't want nothing, but I left you something anyways. Just give you a little hope. So if you've made this far on Infinite Hustle, I'm sorry to say that the hustle's not there, the money's not coming, and you're not getting shit. It's all just been a ploy to tell you Merry Christmas, and start working on yourself and your health and what you want to do in the future. Be creative and do something different. You know what I mean? But anyways, here's your guys' present. I hope you like it. You may have to pay a little contribution to have it mailed to you, but it'll be worth it, I promise. So please, if you can, if you like what you see, and if you want to be a part of the message that I'm trying to portray, I'd love for you to be a part of it as well. The phone number is 1-800-972-0433. And you can also go to bookstore.com. Or actually it's bookstore, sorry. Rewind, hold on. Bookstore, bookstore.upperroom.org. So bookstore.upperroom.org. And you can go check them out. And I've been trying to become an affiliate marketer for them. And I think that they may have a little present for you. So go that direction if you made it this far. I'm sorry that Infinite Hustle is not real. The money's not real. This whole message is called, bullshit, art of deception, something. But it's not real. So you guys have a blessed day. And don't get consumed with these numbers. The infinity is fake. And infinite numbers is not real. And if you get caught up on fucking focus on your numbers, you're never going to reach them. So you be like what the rat race is. You know how you work in the 9 to 5, but you never get that paycheck. Or you never have the paycheck. Or you go get your paycheck, correct? And by the time you've been struggling, waiting to get that paycheck. And as soon as you get it, it's all gone because you got bills, right? It's kind of the same shit with this. Like, you start chasing these numbers after these bigger and bigger numbers. They keep getting bigger because the numbers are infinite. You start chasing these numbers, it's literally endless chase. So you be chasing your whole fucking life. Like, you have a 100-year block on this earth. So I advise you to just pick a number and stick with that bitch. And if you aren't comfortable with that number, then you better pick a bigger number. Because if you're literally going for, you keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you are never going to stop. You're never going to hit it because the planning and stuff has to be precise and perfect before you hit that execution to even launch the first business. So, just want to let you know, I'm sorry, the Infinite Hustle isn't real. I got some real legitimate codes that you can be a part of, but the Infinite Hustle is fake. My dad wanted me to let you know that the word hustle is contradictory of the movement that you're trying to be a part of, son. He says, the word hustle is kind of like a scam. Someone comes up to me, they said, I want, a part of this hustle. Are you going to be a part of this hustle? I got to hustle for you, make you some good money. Hey, that's a scam. The word, as soon as he hears hustle, he automatically in his brain, scam. You know what I mean? So, that's pretty much what this is. This is a scam. Peace.